Damn it.
Off with their heads.
Off with their heads?
Yeah.
Off with their heads? Who's off with whose heads?
I don't know. It's the first thing I
all
just
of
thought
them?
of. Like, off with their heads.
Just all of them?
Would you have it in you to chop off someone's head?
No, I would not have it in me to chop off someone's head.
So if becoming, like, executions and stuff were a thing again, and you were out of job, and they're like, hey, well, we got an opening. We just need you to let go of make sure the blade is sharp and let go of the rope. Could you do it?
So we're talking like guillotine style?
Yeah. Not, but if the guillotine doesn't work, then you have to step in. That's your job, is to finish it. So
if the
could you do it?
guillotine doesn't work. Probably.
It's a job. You need money.
Yeah, and I don't think I'd feel bad about it, honestly, after like the 5th one.
And most of the times they put a hood over their heads anyway, so you don't always see who it is.
Like, I feel like the first one would be the toughest, and then after that I'd kind of be dead inside.
It'd be like holding the rope and just lean over to someone. Tickle me.
Just
Give me a tickle. I can't let go of this on my own. Come on, help me out.
I don't know.
Give me a little tickle. Give me a tickle.
That's kind of what it would be. I think that's what I would wind up doing. I don't know. I've thought about that. Like, would I be able to kill somebody? I don't know. Like, I don't know if I could take someone else's life. Like, I don't know. I feel bad when I have to gut fish. Like, but then again, after you gut 20 or 30 of them, you kind of don't feel bad at all. But at the same time, like,
yeah, but don't fish not have like they can't feel pain like that? Isn't that what they say?
I don't know.
I feel like getting a fish would be different than getting a human.
Have you ever pulled a fish out of the water and just watched it try to
flop
around and breathe for air? No, after it stops flopping around and the gills just trying to get it. Yeah, it's kind of fucked up, and I kind of feel bad every time I go fishing when I do that.
Don't go fishing.
Yeah, but fresh fish is so fucking good. Have you ever had
then
fresh trout? That's my dilemma as a person. Like, I love to fish and get fresh trout, and then I feel horrible when I'm watching it just go.
By the way, not a sponsor, KFC.
Not a sponsor,
Pepsi.
KFC or Pepsi. Not at all.
So, welcome to the How Did You Find This Podcast?
How did you find this podcast? Oh, God.
Where we are not chopping off heads.
We're not chopping off heads. We had that conversation before, and then I had to...
Damn it.
I'm sorry. We can still have the conversation.
No, we're just not chopping off heads. It's disappointing.
Why is it disappointing that we're not chopping off heads?
Because how entertaining would that be?
What, just to...
No, how many clicks would you get?
Oh, if we were chopping heads off? I'm thinking you're talking like... yeah, I guess we would...
Also not a sponsor. Whatever this is, you can't see it.
How many clicks would we get? My question is, how many clicks would we get before we got arrested for doing it? That's what I would think.
Not a lot, because it would get pulled. So it would depend on how many people took it and re-uploaded it.
I guess. So at that
point, you're not really gauging the clips. It's how many views in general.
Yeah.
Because even if we got arrested, it would still view for a long time.
True. That's very true.
We would never know, though.
No, we wouldn't, because we would... Well,
because we ourselves would have our heads chopped off.
If they still did that, which they don't. I know you're disappointed about that.
The punishment fits the crime.
Well,
you chopped someone's head off, so now we got to do it to you.
Oh,
this is how it's gonna go.
Yeah, I'm glad we don't go by Harambe's code. Or whatever it is, Harambe? No, Harambe's
the gorilla.
Harambe's the gorilla.
I was like, wait, did they make a thing after Harambe?
What was the eye for an eye? That's one of those. Some old Arab dude came up with that. Jesus Christ, chopping off heads.
It's also a good band, Off With Their Heads.
Off With Their Heads? Is that an actual band?
Yes, it is.
I don't think
Half Records.
Really?
Yes, I love them, but what are you gonna do?
I don't think I've ever heard them. Oh, someone's messaging me. Who's messaging me? My mother's Chinese. Yeah, nope. So this week, Martin Scorsese just destroyed Marvel films. Said they were not cinema, and that I don't know if he said we shouldn't be watching them, or he just said that they're not. There's nothing deep about any Marvel films.
Well, does there have to be? Well, there's nothing deep. How many people cried at Endgame?
I bawled my eyes out. What are you talking
how
about?
can you say it's not deep? But I mean, Martin Scorsese's take on making films and his style of movie making is completely different than a Marvel movie. But
everyone's responding.
I mean,
sorry, keep going.
A Marvel movie to me is just a comic book made real, which is exactly what they're supposed to be. I'm not really looking at it like Taxi Cab Driver or Taxi Driver. Like, yeah, that's what this film needs. But I can see.
But I mean, it can be because something like the Joker is like. I mean, it's a lot like Taxi Driver. It takes a lot from Taxi Driver. So, that's what he said. He said they're theme parks. They're not cinema. They're like theme parks.
Yeah, but see, I'm okay with that. It doesn't offend me.
But I don't even think they're all like. I guess I get it. They're a big spectacle, like a lot of the times. But I mean, you look at this film like Winter Soldier, which is a spy thriller. Like you take Captain America and Black Widow out of that movie, and Samuel L. Jackson out of that movie, and you change it to just
different names,
fucking Jason Bourne or whatever. And you have those movies. It's the exact beat for beat that kind of movie.
Well, what's his take on movies like the Mission Impossible movies? Because those are similar to my opinion.
My guess is that
they're just action movies.
Yeah,
just blow them up movies like Michael Bay, Transformers, and stuff.
I think some of them are, but I think some of them are more than that. To be honest, I think like if you look at the story just of like Iron Man 1, we are recording, right? Cool. Like just Iron Man 1, like it's a redemption story. Like it is him coming back, realizing what he was doing was fucking wrong, and I don't know. I think there are deeper elements to some of these movies.
We got to take Iron Man 1 and 2 for what they are. They're Jon Favreau. I can never say his last name, but they're his movies,
right? Versus
the third Iron Man and every other Marvel movie that's ever been made. He might be involved, but it's not a movie by John.
True.
So those two movies have a completely different feel, kind of. Like, let's take the first couple of Marvel movies. You got your Iron Man 2, the Hulk, and how dark in picture quality were those movies compared to now. The Avengers movies, Guardians of the Galaxy, they're all very bright, colorful movies. Even Winter Soldier, it had its darker moments, but the coloring in the movie is bright, fantastic. You can see it. Everything looks good. Right. But the first Iron Man, and actually both Iron Man, they were both a darker tone picture-wise. I don't know why I'm saying tone, because that's not what I mean. But
yeah. No, I hear what you're saying.
It reminded me more of how DC does their stuff, like color-wise.
Yeah, I can definitely... I get what you're saying. And there is definitely a difference as far as they look and the hue to the movies and whatnot. And you're right, Marvel movies, they all kind of have the same color palette now. They all kind of look the same.
I'm okay with overall because I think it's, like I said before, comic books taken right out of the comics and put into the screen. Like,
right.
We're in space, man. Like, explosions and things like... If Thanos looked like garbage in my opinion, but
really
versus the after credit scene from the first time they showed him, where he looked more like real Thanos, that was fantastic. But I'm thinking I
guess
I didn't mean to say Thanos. I'm thinking like Star-Lord's spaceship,
okay,
or any of the aliens, Barit, the pink girl and stuff.
Right.
If the colors weren't so bright and vibrant, I wouldn't believe it was space.
Right.
And stuff.
Right.
Like even other alien movies from the 80s and stuff, like The Explorers, like those movies were still bright when it came to alien life.
Yeah. No, I definitely get that, but I can see what he's saying. Holy shit, that's a giant ass spider up there. I could see what I get. Yeah, because I think the Marvel movies have kind of become almost a cookie cutter thing, especially in their styling and their look of it. Like even when you look at they've almost kind of gone away from the we're gonna do all these different movies in different styles kind of thing. I feel,
which they should have, kind of.
I actually
I mean,
don't.
they do and they don't.
Yeah, but I feel like I was saying before, like Winter Soldier is the '70s like thriller, like spy thriller. Even though it looks like the other Marvel movies,
Its tone is different.
its tone is
Yeah,
different.
that's why I kept saying I wasn't trying to say the word tone. I
Yeah.
was thinking of color. But yeah, the tone of that movie was different, which is what was great about Endgame is the fact that different scenes were directed by different people.
Right.
Like the Guardians of the Galaxy scenes, they used James Gunn specifically for
Well,
that.
They didn't just use him for. It wasn't even that they used him. It's that they made sure. Because I read a thing about them.
Continuity.
It was they like the Russo brothers went and spoke with all the different directors and went, all right, well, how does this sound as far as writing and this and that, and like they tried to make it them feel like the characters from the other movies, because you got different people writing this movie now, so that definitely helped with that. But I don't know, like I feel like some of these movies now are I see what he's saying, where it's just kind of like a theme park attraction, but at the same time, like I said, it's Disney,
so
and like to say
it's a
that
theme
there's
park.
kind of nothing there, nothing of any type of weight to the movies, I
don't believe that.
I don't believe it at all.
It's one man's opinion. So.
I mean, yeah, but I just took a look and said I saw Samuel Jackson. He responded, he's like, that's like saying Bugs Bunny isn't funny just because he's Bugs Bunny, like, because it's a kid's show or whatever.
Mhm.
And I kind of agree with that.
Yeah.
'Cause I think that there's media out there that's so much deeper than what it's portrayed to be. And when you look at a movie like the first Iron Man or Winter Soldier or Endgame, there are deeper tones and messages that go on in those movies that, yeah, on surface level, it may look like another big old whatever, but, but I do get what he's saying. It's not cinema. Like,
but at the same time, I think the amount of Easter eggs that get put in these movies takes a whole hell of a lot of thought, concept, and, like that right there is its own form of cinema. The way that they're putting in all these little things that they're thinking of that have to go in there.
right.
And you don't notice it.
Right.
Like, that's not just someone putting out a theme park and being like, all right, well, this ride gets you here to here. You got a few loop-de-loops.
Well,
no, like, you're, like, that's like a maze. Like, you have to find your way in and out, get stuck, and all those things. I think that right there alone gives it a little bit more weight, I would say.
Yeah, so I think part of the quote was that, like, yes, they're technically
motion pictures,
and they look good and they're done well and they're put together extremely well in the technical aspect, even from a story perspective and what you're saying, the Easter egg spectrum. I think he was just trying to make the point that, like, it doesn't bring anything to sit, like, it's just popcorn fluff.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, again, I see where he's coming from, and I get it, because some of those movies are just popcorn fluff. Like, I think as hard as Captain Marvel tried, it fell flat on what it was trying to do, and like some of the other ones, they are just popcorn fluff. Like Captain Marvel, I watch as a popcorn fluff movie. Yeah. Like,
it's a great, stunning looking movie,
right?
But it's nothing special.
Right.
It's one of the movies in the series, or
just a cookie cutter
that
movie.
I've seen multiple times because it's available to me.
Right.
I don't have a problem putting it on and then doing other things while it's on.
Yeah, it's a very much a cookie cutter movie.
When I see something like, well, I do the same thing for like Infinity War now, but only because it's been on Netflix for so long now that I've seen it so many times.
Right.
But that's another movie I'll just, because I've seen it so many times, put it on. But in general, I saw Captain Marvel twice, and then every time I put it on, I don't need to pay attention.
Yeah.
I just like hearing stuff in the background while I'm looking at my phone or playing video games or something.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those movies. It's not one, and there's a bunch of them where it's just like, yeah, I'm gonna watch it, but I'm not
The story wasn't
really
good.
gonna. No, it really wasn't. But it was just a cookie cutter story. Like that's kind of what he was getting at is like they're starting to get to a point where it's just like these cookie cutter things, and I get it, but I mean, my only argument to that is like, all right, then you throw something in like the Spider-Man movies, which are completely different tone-wise and completely different story-wise, and they're doing something. Yeah, they may not be super deep, but it's like they are bringing back high school teen movies just with with 2 Spider-Man movies, and like it works if they feel like
But they're not musicals though.
But
they could be.
They could be.
There's no way.
They could
There's
be
absolutely
because
no way
Spider-Man
that
and
Spider-Man
musical
2
has never worked before. It's not like we've ever tried that one before.
What I mean to say is that the Spider-Man 2 movie could very easily be adapted into a musical.
Yeah, because that's worked before.
But I'm saying it could. I don't want it to, but yes.
But like, I don't know. I think he's wrong on it. I don't.
But didn't the Spider-Man musical not work because of how many actors got hurt?
Oh yeah, it was horrendous. It was a horrible, horrible thing.
But did you ever see it?
Nope.
So then you can't say it.
I'm just saying, as far as like,
I want to see it. I want someone to have published it online. I've never looked at it though.
The fucked up part about that was, if I remember correctly, they actually like midway through, they stopped doing it, completely changed the entire show, and then started doing it again.
That's interesting.
Like, because so many people were getting hurt. Like, they changed the story. They like threw out apparently all of like Bono's music that he wrote for it. Like, it was ridiculous.
Why was Bono's music involved?
He was the one who wrote the music for it. They were the ones who did it. They wanted to do a Spider-Man musical, so it was like U2's Spider-Man. It was really weird. It was weird. I didn't go see it.
Well, speaking of the James Gunn from a few minutes ago, he did Brightburn,
right? Which I didn't see.
Which was a very dark tone movie,
right?
Basically, if Superman was evil, but as a child, so it was very good.
Interesting. I gotta check that out.
So he took the break from Marvel for that.
Okay.
I'm not saying he took a break from Marvel.
Right, he was doing
not
it
a Marvel
between.
film.
Right.
It's not even a DC film technically because it's just the likeness of Superman. It's not actually Superman. To the best of my knowledge, it's not. Actually
but it's supposed to. But it's like supposed to be Superman.
Yeah. So interesting. He grows up on a farm. He's got farm parents.
Okay. All right.
Discovers his powers as he's growing up and just basically uses them for his own personal gain and has mental problems.
Okay.
But so regardless of that, because we're not going to talk about it until you see it.
Yeah, I'll definitely check that out.
It's been out for how long now? But
I don't know, man. I've never seen it. You want to talk about it? Fine.
It's fine. I don't see a lot of movies either. But what I was getting at was he posted a picture on Instagram or Twitter or whatever of him taking the cast of Suicide Squad out to see the Joker.
Yes, I did see that.
I like seeing James Gunn, who's doing these really bright, fantastical movies for Marvel, going into the DC world where we're expecting something darker, but we don't know.
Well, especially because James Gunn does darker things. Like, have you seen Super? His movie Super?
No.
It's fucked up. It's Rainn Wilson.
Yes.
So
yes, I have. I fucking love that movie.
That movie was. I almost could not finish watching that movie.
I love.
I was so I was watching it, and it was just such a disturbing movie that I just.
This just takes a wrench and breaks people's kneecaps.
Oh my god! And then you have the Ellen Page raping him on the fucking couch. Like, it was. Ugh. I still I don't know. I watched that movie once. I don't think I'll ever watch it again.
I've seen it like 3 times, I think.
That's a movie that just, I don't know, shook me to the core because I don't know, it was just unsettling. It was an unsettling movie for me, more so than the Joker ever was, or I should say in a different way. I don't know, that it just made me ugh.
So I thought Suicide Squad 1 was pretty terrible. For a DC movie, though, with its darker tones, it still had a lot of brightness to it, just because of that. But I'm excited for Suicide Squad 2 just because of James Gunn.
Yeah.
And Peter Capaldi.
Yeah.
And I don't remember what they said who he
I
is,
don't
but he's
remember
in it,
either. I can't.
and I'm
Yeah.
excited.
I'm curious. You know what I'm actually kind of upset about? I'm kind of upset that they're not gonna bring Jared Leto back.
Me too. But he is also filming Morbius right now, so.
Is he gonna? Is he?
Oh yeah, it's.
He's Morbius.
Yeah.
Ooh, that may be good.
Yes, it will.
Ooh.
I think. Especially,
Ooh.
and they've greenlit Blade.
That'll be interesting. But how
Interesting that they got a character from Marvel who was in Luke Cage to play Blade now.
wait, he's playing Blade?
Not Luke Cage, but
Oh no,
one of the
no, no.
guys
Oh
from
yeah,
the
that's right,
show.
that's right.
Yeah.
It's yeah, Herschel
The bad guy from
Ali
the first
or whatever
season.
his name
Yeah,
is. Yeah. That's right. And he actually walked in and was just like, "I want to be Blade. I'm gonna be Blade." And they just were like, "Okay, like let's
Which
go."
I'm okay with him playing Blade. I'm just not okay with what I'm gonna hear, and I'm surprised I haven't heard it. But he's already been in a Marvel movie. His name's already out there, or not movie, but Marvel thing. Like, people get very upset about these things when continuity comes in, and I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah, but I mean, you have people.
It wasn't the cinematic universe; it was the Netflix universe.
Yeah.
Even though it's the same universe.
Yeah.
But regardless.
Well, technically, they
it is.
never actually say that it is.
Yes, but they talk about the
event. They just call it the event.
But then they've called it the event, but they've talked about aliens and stuff, like the damage from the event. But regardless, it's still
regardless. Which I don't give a shit about. Let him do it.
Yeah,
Who gives a hell? Who gives a shit?
It's about time Blade got his day back, because that TV show back in the day was pretty bad.
I didn't watch the show.
I tried to watch it a couple years back just to
see.
Yeah, and it was bad.
I mean, to be honest with you, like
none of those shows were good. Birds of Prey.
Ugh, it was horrible.
Generation X.
I remember watching Birds of Prey,
Target.
and I remember getting mad because they were gonna introduce Batman in it. But every time they showed Batman, it really got me mad because they were using the suit from the George Clooney Batman every time they showed Batman. I'm like, why? Like, why? Did you just were you guys just lazy? And we're like, no, we got this in the locker over there. We're just gonna use this. And it looks horrendous. No, I tried rewatching Birds of Prey and it's not good at all. The whole Harley Quinn thing is weird, and the Oracle thing, Oracle and what's it? Because it's Huntress and I forget who the third girl is, but the way they do her is not. Oh, it was Black Canary, but it's not. She has mind powers. What?
It's very strange.
What is it, it just didn't make any sense, But it is what it is. I love that you guys sent me the Brandon Routh Kingdom Come Superman. And now that wasn't just a fan.
No,
that's the legit costume that they released.
I believe it is.
Oh my god!
The speculation is how much is he going to be in the crossover as Superman,
right? And
not just a small cameo, because he's going to be in it as Ray Palmer also. And the same thing with Smallville's Lois Lane, Erica Durant. She's going to be in it in the crossover also as Lois Lane. And Tom Welling is actually, his character list in it is Clark Kent.
Yeah.
So we may still never get him in a Superman costume.
Which is gonna fucking piss me off so much if they don't do that. Which I don't think.
I think they're gonna do it.
They have to. They can't. No, they can't. They cannot bring him back as Clark Kent and bring him back as Superman, and we don't get to see him in the costume.
They absolutely can.
They can't. How are you going to do that? How are you going to, they've said from the beginning that this whole crossover, this entire thing, the purpose of it was to bring him back as Superman. How are you going to go, fuck this, we're still going to leave him as Clark Kent and not put him in the suit? I don't get it.
I don't want them to, but they can. They can.
I think they will.
I think they'll.
I think they will. I think Lois Lane will have probably just a small cameo. I don't think she's going to be a big part of it. I don't know. I think that, yeah, because you got to realize there's going to be 3 Supermen.
Yeah, they got Tyler from the Supergirl show.
They got Supergirl show Superman, Tom Welling, and Brandon Routh. They have at least one Batman.
I hope Michael Rosenbaum shows up.
That's what I was thinking.
See, but
that's what I was wondering.
I don't think they're going to, because then it becomes the whole, we're just bringing all of Smallville in. Like,
well, why not? It's the show that started it all.
I know, but
but how do you not bring Rosenbaum in? I don't know. I haven't.
On what the premise is. Like, is the Lex Luthor involved in this?
In the comics, he is.
Okay.
In the comics, in the Crisis on Infinite comics, it's the Lex Luthor. Won't be on Earth. He's Earth 3, which is where it's Omega Man and Superwoman and all like the evil versions of all of them, and Lex Luthor is the good guy.
Yeah.
And he gets
the Joker. And...
Yeah. Like their Justice League is like him, the Joker, I think the Riddler, and like a whole bunch of different things. Like, so he's part of in that. It's that version of Lex Luthor that kind of spawns everything and is trying to save everybody.
That would be interesting to see Michael Rosenbaum play a good.
Fuck that! I just want to. I don't even care if he's the good Lex Luthor or not. I mean, because you could technically use what's his face, freaking Ducky from whatever as that as well. I mean,
Pretty in Pink.
Yeah, which I don't know. I don't know if he died or not at the end of the season or whatever.
At the end of the season, he gives himself Supergirl's powers.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, gets the DNA from the clone and everything, and so he has superpowers, and Jimmy Olsen gets superpowers, but then he chooses to have them taken away.
So, that's right, because she was making Lana Luthor was making the superhero serum. Yeah. That seems about right as to where that was going. That makes sense.
Weird choice for Lex Luthor was him.
Yeah, but from what I saw, he was pretty good.
Bad. Yeah, but when I saw him, I was like, what?
Yeah.
I was taken back.
I definitely did the same thing when he showed up, because I didn't know that he was going to be Lex Luthor until I saw it.
Yeah.
Because for some reason I missed that story. But
I try to stay away from those nowadays anyway. I would have seen it and I would have swiped past it.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree with you on that. It was definitely a weird choice. But I mean, I still haven't finished the rest of the season, which I should probably do, seeing how all the new shows are starting this week, I think.
Oh, yeah, I think they are.
I think it's this coming week, or maybe next week. No, I think it's this week. I think it's like the 10th that everything kicks off. I think it kicks off with The Flash on Tuesday.
Actually, I thought it was the 8th.
Or whatever, the 8th. The 10th is Thursday.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm thinking I got dentist on Thursday. So maybe, I mean, I don't know. I think
it starts Tuesday.
Yeah, I think everything starts to kick off, which will be interesting. And do you think that they're going to wind up combining all the worlds?
Oh. So having one universe?
Yeah. Combining the universe, getting Supergirl in on it, and getting
it would allow them to breach that
Black Lightning,
that dilemma.
I think they should.
You mean like bringing all the shows together, or making it one Earth?
Making it one Earth. Okay. Yeah, so we don't have to deal with the whole like jumping back and forth between the Earths and all that kind of stuff.
It's possible, but there's so much stuff on those other Earths that we don't know about. Like those times when the Flash went to the other locations, where Jay Garrett was from,
right?
And everything, and all the different. What is his name that they
Wells?
Yeah,
Harrison Wells.
All the different Wells that they bring in all the time. Like they brought in a different Wells for each episode.
Every season. Yeah, every season.
Each episode of the last season, I feel like it was almost a different one. But no, it wasn't.
No, it definitely wasn't.
But they do the hologram where they bring in like 3 or 4 all
the
time, and they have a
Council
meeting.
of Wells.
Yeah, Council of Wells. So if they did that, then like, what happens to all the Wells? Do they just merge into one? What happens to all of these people that are different things? I don't think they're going to do that.
I don't know. They did it, and I mean that was the whole point of Crisis on Infinite Earths initially, was that they had all of these universes and all of these Earths, and they just got tired of having them all separated, and they said, "Well, we're just going to bring them all and figure it out and make it one Earth," and kept it that way for up until I think 2003 or 4 when they did Infinite Crisis, and then they split them all up into the 52 Earths. So
that's what the new 52 stood for.
Well, that was done again, that's when they rebooted everything back in whenever it was 11, 12.
Is the New 52 the one that everyone hated?
Yeah.
Or is it Rebirth?
Rebirth was the one that people liked.
Okay.
Rebirth, they brought back Wally West, the actual Wally West, not the half black, half white Wally West that you see in Flash now. They brought back the redheaded Wally West because that was a big contention for people, a huge one actually, because he's such a beloved character, and they didn't understand why they were changing him at all. They're like, you're changing like a major character in the universe and just going up. He's black now.
Was that for the New 52 or for the show?
That was for the New 52.
Okay. The show, it made sense. They kind of had no choice if they.
But they did that off the backs of the New 52.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a lot of decisions of getting rid of a lot of characters when they redid everything with the New 52, and a lot of people were not happy about it. And then like a year later, they wound up doing Rebirth, which was great because they kind of retconned a lot of stuff back to the way it was. But I wound up stop reading not too long after that, honestly. Or reading on a weekly basis, just because I didn't have the money to fucking buy 20 comic books every goddamn month. They're expensive, but yeah, they want to bring him back Wally West, which I would love to see if they fucking brought back, if they get that Wally West in. I would have loved to see if that, but that will never happen, because media hates redheads. But
listen, we're getting a Guy Gardner.
Are we?
I don't know.
I would love to. Maybe we might in that unnamed Green Lantern Corps movie. But fuck Guy Gardner. He's a shitty character. I don't even like Guy Gardner.
He's been entertaining in the animated series whenever you see him up, like the movies and stuff.
He's
been when he gets brought in because he's just an asshole.
He's good as a supporting character,
but
as a main
lead, no.
As a main character, he's kind of shitty, and he's just not that great when it comes to like solo books. That's why his Green Lantern runs super strong.
Beat Hal Jordan. I mean, you have
a lot of fans of like the Jon Stewart Green Lantern. You have a lot of fans of the Kyle Rayner Green Lantern.
I'm not a huge fan of Jon Stewart though.
Yeah, I'm not either.
He's too strict in every media platform I've seen him in, or not necessarily strict, but he's just so dry, cut straight, like even in the animated series.
Yeah, they haven't.
He's like, you're like, all right, stop talking. Like, you're really annoying to listen to.
They haven't really. I don't know. I don't feel like they've really done him justice, but I also don't know too much about him from the comics. I know he has some pretty crazy storylines. Like he winds up accidentally destroying an entire planet, like, or it was either accidentally or he had to make like a judgment call of like killing millions of people, and like he has to kind of go through all that, and so I don't know. I'm not, like I said, I'm not a huge. I don't know too much about Green Lantern in general. Like I know enough. But like his Green Lantern, I don't know a whole lot about. I know more about Kyle Rayner and Hal Jordan than anyone else. But it would be interesting.
I kind of want to start reading some Kyle Rayner Green Lanterns. I'm not very familiar with Green Lantern in general, other than who all the characters are. So I was reading Blackest Night. I started.
It's good.
I only got like 2 or 3 episodes in because I've been reading it on the TV from the DC app. So sometimes it's like, although they do it very good for the online reading for that, like when you hit, it blocks it off into sections, or you can do it as one big screen. But it looks very good on the TV. It's not blown up where you can't read the letters.
Yeah.
But it's not how you want to read comic books. You want to hold it. Like even when I read it on a tablet, I'm okay with swiping because I feel like I'm turning a page.
Yeah.
But on the TV, I'm like hitting the next button.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of like even tablet reading comic books.
It's just so much easier nowadays, though, especially money wise.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
You can get the subscription and read it, and you can read much more in a day than you will if you. Which is sad to say because buying comics is awesome.
Yeah.
Who doesn't like going to the comic book store? It's like going to the record store and looking for records.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
But you don't get that feeling when you read them digitally. But
Yeah, it's. I was actually reading them right through my computer for a while, especially when I was at my old job. Like I would just sit in between calls and just
yeah,
watch,
I've done
like,
that.
like just read them on the computer and stuff. Which is I actually like that better than what reading them on,
Tablet.
like a tablet.
Well, I was going to websites where we did it.
Yep.
So on the tablet, it was still doing it from the computer.
Oh,
'Cause
okay.
It was like the same format. So
Right,
I don't know
right.
how it was on a Marvel app or anything like that.
Yeah, I never used that. I would just when I was on the tablets, I would just like download them from somewhere and then read
Gotcha.
them.
Through
So.
like there was an app for that, like comic book reader kind of.
Yeah,
like,
you got a
where
comic
you
book.
had to have the format to actually use it.
Right.
Yeah, that could be frustrating at times.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, because I did that. I did that all for the Age of Apocalypse. I downloaded the whole series and got into it because I never got to finish it when I was a kid.
Right. Yeah. I don't know where we were going with any of this.
Yeah. We were talking about James Gunn.
The James
And
Gunn, then we got into Crisis on Infinite
yeah.
Earths and the
But
crossover.
Speaking of James Gunn again,
Oh, God.
you said Rainn Wilson from Super. I just watched a movie last night that I've been meaning to watch for so long, which is heaven, was Cooties.
What is
with
that?
Rainn Wilson and Frodo.
Elijah Wood?
Yeah. Where they're teachers and the kids become zombies and they have
What?
to fight their way out.
Oh my God! How did I not know about this movie?
I don't know. It's on Hulu.
That's probably why I
Right
didn't
now.
know about it.
But I mean, it's on other platforms too, I would imagine. But yeah, it was not. I don't think it was a movie in theaters or anything. It's just one of those indie flicks. But yeah, I mean, I knew it was going to be bad. And it's bad, but in a good way.
Really, it's bad. What like bad, like purposely bad in a good way, or like no, it's just a bad movie.
No, when I say bad, I don't mean like Birds of Prey was a bad show.
Right.
This movie is bad, but so I guess purposely bad. It's not, but it's. I don't think it's purposely bad. It's the same way. I mean, it's an indie flick. It wasn't put in theaters. Like,
Right.
it's just a movie that was made, and whether it was, it was meant as a comedy.
Okay.
Because I will put it that way. I would assume that it was meant as a comedy.
I mean, you never know. Maybe it wasn't, and it's just that bad that
Rainn Wilson's in it. Super was a comedy too.
But Super wasn't Super. I guess it's
If
like
you read the description of that movie, it's going to be classified as partly comedy.
I guess it would be described as like a black comedy. I would say it's more of satire, which I guess is a form of comedy.
In Cooties, the kids get the disease or
Okay.
the virus from eating chicken nuggets that were infected.
Of course, it would be.
And only, it's definitely a comedy. Only people who haven't gotten puberty yet are affected. So some of the students, as they said, as one of the characters is, Lisa, or whatever her name is, yeah. How come you're not infected? I don't know. Is it because you've had your menses? And she's like, what? And he's like, I can't believe I passed. You gave you an A in sex education. You don't even know what the menses are.
Oh my God. Oh wow.
But Rainn Wilson is fantastic in everything.
Oh, of course.
And he plays the gym teacher.
Yeah, that makes sense. I could see him being as a gym teacher.
Elijah Wood plays a writer who's a
Yeah.
bad writer.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'll have to check that movie out.
I just wish Wilford was in it.
That's a show I never watched.
What?
I never watched. I don't know. It just never appealed to me.
It doesn't appeal to some people. If it didn't appeal to you to start to watch it, then you're probably not going to like it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Is Wilford imaginary or is he real? Do you ever find out?
No.
Oh. That's a shame.
It goes both ways. There are times when they say he's imaginary and times they say he's real.
Interesting.
I don't know. I didn't pay attention well enough to
pick up whether or not
say like, but I don't know if I ever finished the whole series or not.
Uh.
But to find out, or if it ended before that. But Wilford was a series before Elijah Wood had the.
Was it really?
Yeah. I think it was a BBC show first. One season with the
Because
same
everything was a fucking BBC
same guy
show
though.
first.
You know, not like The Office where they redid it with different people, but it was the same. Like Elijah Wood wasn't in it, but the guy who did the dog. It was his show.
Right.
It was his thing.
Right, and he just brought it over and let him do it. Interesting. That's
And
show.
he did it.
Yeah.
But-
Well, yeah. But yeah, did it over here. Huh. That's a show I'll have to revisit. It's definitely one I'll have to revisit.
I mean, it's a stoner show. All they do is smoke weed and talk to dog, and do stupid things.
I'll have to check it
Get
out.
into wacky
I know it was like
scenarios.
everyone loved it, and everyone, would talk about it constantly. Like, it's amazing, it's hilarious, it's this, it's blah blah blah. And I don't know.
Oh, I mean, I thought Legit was the same way too, though. It was like Legit was a great show. Jim Jeffries
Oh, okay, yeah.
with the guy from The New Kid, but he's in a wheelchair.
DJ Quails.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, he's funny. He's funny. He's another one who just kind of disappeared off the face of the
he
earth.
was doing that show Z Nation.
Oh, that's
He was
right.
in that for a long time.
That's right. That's right. That's a show I keep hearing, but I don't. Is that a zombie show?
Yeah,
Yeah, I keep
it was
hearing.
actually pretty good.
Was it?
I don't know if it's still on, but I watched like a season or two, and it was good. I'm not a huge zombie person. Like,
Yeah.
I don't watch zombie movies. I don't watch The Walking Dead. I occasionally will watch like some of the movies. I love the older movies,
Right.
but things are just like it's everywhere now, and I don't care for it.
Yeah, I definitely agree with
But
that.
Z Nation was good because it was kind of like a comedy in the way that it was done, and kind of more like what am I thinking of? Six String Samurai, the movie, the apocalyptic movie where the guy plays guitar like Buddy Holly. Looks like Buddy Holly plays guitar like Elvis, and he keeps a samurai sword in his guitar neck.
Never saw it.
Yeah, that's definitely an indie flick you should watch.
I'll have to check that one out too. Yeah, I don't watch too many zombie things. I watched. There's a movie called Day of the Deb.
Day of the Deb.
Yeah, it's on Netflix, or it was on
I think I've
Netflix,
seen-
or maybe it's
not the
Night of the
movie.
Deb.
But I think I've seen the picture for
Yeah.
it.
It's really funny. It's pretty goddamn funny. It has this. It's Day of the Dead or Night of the Dead or whatever it is. I think it's Night of the Living Deb. I think it's called, or Day of the Living Deb, Night of the Living Deb, Night
As
of
long
the
as it
Living
doesn't
Deb.
start Deb from Dexter, I can't stand her.
No. It's a the chick who's in it. She's like a Kimmy Schmidt kind of. She's this redheaded chick, and she's just a,
Kimmy Schmidt.
kind of doesn't like get it, and has a one night stand with this guy, and then the next morning, there's zombies everywhere, kind of thing. It was a funny movie. It was definitely funny. It's in that same vein as the like Shaun of the Dead, and like just the like comedy horror kind of thing. Like, it's not scary or anything.
The amount of B-rated horror zombie movies out there is like endless.
I'm sure.
Like there's a zombie cheerleader movie.
Of
there's
course.
a
Seen
zombie
that.
was it zombie raccoon or
There's
zombie moose
zombie
or
everything.
something? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like going down the
zombie
rabbit
everything.
hole of like Indian movies on Netflix.
I'm sure there's a zombie rabbit hole
billions
movie.
of them. I'm sure there is.
So, but yeah, it's probably because everyone wants to.
Well, they're just easy to
wanna-
make.
Yeah, and it's also like, well, how am I going to become better at my craft if of making special effects or whatever
Yeah.
than making zombie and blood costumes and makeup?
Yeah.
It's probably where most people do a lot of their training.
I would
imagine.
assume, and they're also cheap movies to make. Like horror, you look at Netflix or anything, any of those things. Like, there's probably more horror movies out there than anything else because they're so cheap to make.
Yeah, you don't really need special effects, green screens. It's just
Nothing. Yeah,
It's
You could-
jump
you
factor.
can. Yeah, you can make one
a
for
lot of
100
them.
grand, easy. Fucking Blair Witch made their movie for like $50, and they were good.
Yeah. It's like,
Um,
what was it? Yeah, I don't know. There's so many of them. I'm
Yeah.
just thinking like, the ones with the houses that are haunted.
oh yeah,
they
yeah,
had, like,
yeah.
seven of them in a row. Like,
Yeah.
those movies probably cost nothing to make.
No, they're super cheap
Like
to make.
Insidious or some shit.
Yeah, they're super. That's why they keep making the frickin' whatever those movies are. Those other found footage ones. Shit, I can't remember what it's called. But they're on like the 7th one of them, and they keep coming out. Or
Don't care for them really.
yeah, I'm not a
Girlfriend loves them.
I'm just not a fan of horror movies in general. I don't know. I don't know. I don't like being scared. Like, I'm scared of enough shit in life. Like, I don't need to be scared of like shit popping out of my ground and trying to eat
I don't
me.
really care for horror movies that much, and it has nothing to do with being scared or anything. I hate jump movies.
Yeah.
I hate when the premise of it is to scare you by making a loud noise and a quick camera motion.
Yeah,
and
jump
not
scares.
like, oh, that's a really good story they're telling.
Yeah.
Or like,
Something
oh, there's some
spooky
really
or creepy.
scary, like, you know, graphics and stuff. But no, it's just,
yeah.
like, fuck, man, I dropped my popcorn.
Jump scares suck. Yeah, I don't like that. I'd rather be like creeped out by things.
Yeah, I'd rather have nightmares from something.
Yeah.
Which I don't want to begin with.
Right.
I would rather watch a movie that gave me nightmares because of the story, the way it looked and everything, rather than, you know, like, just say Scream. Let's say Scream in general was a jump movie instead of, which it kind of was, but also kind of like campy. Like, let's just say,
but Scream was always
horror movie right now is just a guy in a mask, and whenever you see him, they just shoot the camera real quick around the corner and go, bang, the music, and you're like, fuck, man, that was so goddamn scary.
Well, Scream is it's funny you brought up Scream because that's almost a complete opposite of what you're talking about. Like it's Wes Craven. It's like a it's a satire about horror movies. Like it's a commentary on horror films and all this. Like so, I'm like, that's not really a great. Yeah. Maybe like I know you did last summer.
Did I say Scream or Scary Movie?
You said Scream.
Okay, yeah, I meant. But I didn't mean, because you're right, that makes sense. But it was the first thing that was popping into my head when I was thinking of a horror movie.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking of a costume, like
Scream.
Yeah. Because it's not scary, the costume.
No, but it's everything else about it.
You could make that movie such a jump scare movie if you redid the music.
Right.
And
I get
turn the lights down a little bit.
I 100 get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
We got sidetracked again.
We did. I don't know because you just keep bringing up James Gunn and then you keep going on to other things.
Speaking of James Gunn,
oh God, what is it?
Nothing.
Okay. Fuck zombie movies. So I started watching The Boys.
It's good.
It's fucking fantastic. I'm only 4 episodes in, but it is brilliant. Where's he going? He's never coming back. Never coming back. Oh, his ginger. Fuck you. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I'm loving it. Like, I kind of knew what I was going to expect going in. I'm actually happy that I didn't, like, any reviews of the show I watched were spoiler-free reviews. So I didn't really find anything out about the show. And even everyone who was talking about it, like, they kind of, especially when it first came out, they're like, we're not going to spoil things, so you kind of just have to watch it. And even the people who were doing that, they were like, yeah, we're only like 3 episodes in ourselves, so we don't really know what's going on fully kind of thing.
Well, even the show itself, they did a very good job of their advertising.
Yeah.
So that any commercial they did for the show was not a commercial with scenes from the show. Their commercial.
Yeah, I saw that.
Character.
That was cool. They did like the actual ads that you would think that they would be doing in the show, which was kind of cool.
Yes.
Because I remember seeing those around. And I was like, oh, that's a really cool ad campaign. Instead of doing commercials of the show, you're gonna do these what these heroes are, like their own advertising. Right. Which I was it's funny because I've seen that before. Like they do that in anime a lot. I seen it. Like there's tons of animes where they do that. Like that's their thing. Like if they're doing like a superhero show in anime, it's always like they work for a company and the company dictates what they do and it's all based on popularity. Like there's about 17 animes that are American superhero based that are like that. So I was kind of interested to see what how they were going to go about it or how the comic book goes about it, which I'm definitely going to read the comic book. Because apparently the comic book's amazing, and I guess more brutal than the show was.
I haven't read it either.
Yeah, but I
never knew anything about it until the show came out.
Neither did I. But I found I was speaking with someone who read the book and watched it, and they're like, yeah, there's some differences, but it's a very good version of the show. Like from what I've heard from I haven't read anything, but like from the people I've spoken with who've read both and read it and watched the show, they love them both. Like, so that is to me, like very telling of a show. Like if you have them, like usually it's like no, fuck the show, it's the book. No, fuck the book, the show's better. Like if you have them going like, yeah, no, they're both great. Like the show is fantastic. It's a great adaptation. It's
Carl
like,
Urban's killing it.
he is awesome. Like that motherfucker is so good.
He's such a good actor. He plays completely different people and all the different, like, I look at him like, weren't you in Star Trek? Like like what isn't he
played
Scotty?
He played
not Scotty. He plays Dr. McCoy.
Yeah, he plays McCoy.
Yeah. And I'm like, whoa.
Yeah,
I can't even think of the other things. So, but he's very good.
He came up as like a rom-com guy. Like what? Like, and now he's doing this, and it's amazing. Like I think he came up as rom-com. I think that's what his initial thing. He was doing like rom-coms, I believe. Could be thinking of another guy. I don't know. They all whatever.
All them Urbans.
Yeah, all them Urbans.
Urban Outfitters, Keith Urban,
Carl Urban. They're all rom-com people. Yeah, I was really shocked by him. I'm shocked at how good the guy who plays Huey is.
Yeah, he's good.
Like his character, like I believe that kid. Like I believe how fucked up he is. I believe, like, I don't know, like it. I don't know. I feel like he's just really good in the show. Like I believe that's what his character is going to be doing. Like I believe, as far as I'm seeing, like his change in personality of like, yeah, no, now I'm going to actually do something. Like I was this, just awkward person who, floundered and didn't really whatever, and like, was babied and like that kind of stuff. And I believe like, oh yeah, this was the breaking point of him to like take charge of his life kind of thing. Like I believe it from him. And I think
have you gotten to the point where they've kidnapped the invisible guy?
Oh, I got into the point where he killed him. Yeah. That was episode 3.
That's what really changes it for him, though.
Yeah,
like, I know his girlfriend dying like changes a big part.
No, absolutely.
But once he does that, that's more like when he really starts to take control.
Yeah,
and he does a very good job towards the end of the show.
That's awesome. Does
like, you know what else is fantastic about the show though? Is the way that I see her. What's her name?
Annie, Starlight.
No, the boss.
Okay.
Marty McFly's girlfriend / mom in Back to the Future 2.
Is that her?
Yeah.
Holy crap! It doesn't look like her at all.
Yes, it does. Go rewatch the movie. It looks like her.
I also was like watching it on my phone, so I wasn't really able to see her.
But I love I love her.
It doesn't sound like her.
When's the last time you saw the movie, though?
That's true. That's true. And you're also talking 30 plus years ago, 35 years ago.
Still.
Oh yeah, 100%.
She looks better now than she did in Back to the Future 2 when they put makeup on her to show us what she would look like 30 years ago.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. She looks gorgeous. She still looks hot as hell. I didn't even. That's crazy. I didn't even realize it was her.
I saw that immediately.
Huh.
I was like, that's her. I know her.
Can we talk about the fact that Homelander looks like fucking Mark Paul Gosselaar? Zach Morris.
Does he?
Yeah.
I could see the resemblance, but I think he looks more like something else than Mark Paul Gosselaar.
I don't know. I was like, even to the point where like I knew it wasn't him.
Zach Morris, not Mark Paul.
Whatever.
Zach Morris.
Fine, Zach Morris.
Because what are we gonna say? It's Mark Paul Gosselaar from that lawyer TV show.
True.
Whatever it was with the dude from Without a Paddle.
I don't even remember what that show was. I don't know, some USA shit show.
Yeah.
So Zach Morris. I don't know. Even like when I was watching it, I was like, he looks so much like him. Like, why not just? I don't know. It was weird. I don't know.
That guy's killing it though.
He's really
such a twist at the end.
Is it really?
I wouldn't necessarily say twist, but you're in for someone. Did they do the baby yet?
They started showing. He has an issue with babies, and I
know with Carl Urban's character where he grabs a baby.
Oh, were you asking like how many people shake babies or whatever? No, he didn't grab a baby yet. No.
Okay.
He didn't grab any baby.
Well, I'm gonna spoil this for you because this was actually in one of the trailers. I think.
Okay.
They go to a science place to figure out how supers are being made, I guess, or what the
what the stuff is.
And there's a baby in an incubator, and then people come in and try and kill him, but the baby's eyes are glowing. So he opens the incubator, grabs the baby by the neck, and holds it out, and it shoots beams out of his eyes.
Oh my god!
It slices people in half. And he's walking around with a naked baby, like.
I cannot wait for that.
It's
Can't
one
wait.
of the best parts of the show.
That's got to be coming up soon because they just got the stuff from where I'm at. They just infiltrated whatever under the Chinese restaurant, found the girl that's fucking everything up down there, like that was locked up.
Wolverine.
Yeah, whatever she is down there, and let her out, whatever. And they were like figuring out, and they found the stuff that they can go and bring back. So I think that was episode 4 I'm on. So I'm right there. I know. Man.
Have they in the show the episode you're on? Are they looking for that girl yet?
The Wolverine girl?
No. The girl they let out of the basement.
No, they. I'm literally at where they just let her out of the basement. That's where I'm at in the episode.
All right. I'm just gonna say one thing.
Okay.
Keep an eye out for it. Spice Girls. That's all. So when you finish that episode, because I actually you were playing it when I came over.
Yeah.
There was still probably like 20 minutes left.
Yeah, there's probably about half the episode left. Spice Girls.
Spice Girls.
Okay, I'm gonna be looking forward to Spice Girls. I think. Oh man, I'm glad I'm going into this fresh and not knowing a lot about it. Like not knowing what the twists are, not knowing who Carl Urban actually is. Which do you find out who he really is? All right,
and you find out
like why
what really happened,
okay.
and not just what he thinks happened or what he's telling people happened.
Well, he hasn't even told people.
Okay.
He's not even at the point where I still don't even know what he thinks happened or what he's telling people. I just know something. At this episode, they open up with him like waking up. He was having a dream about the chick from One Tree Hill, and like he's watching the camera, like old camera footage of her, and something happened, and was a dog, but he hasn't like gone over like and discussed what has happened.
Yeah, you find out basically in the very last episode.
Interesting.
And then it all gets flipped around.
Really?
To that point where you're going to get angry enough and go, when is the next season start?
But I'm going to fucking watch the rest of this tonight.
I will finish it tonight.
I'm definitely going to be finishing it.
I said that to myself when I had like 4 episodes left. And I watched it from like 7 in the morning until like 3 in the morning.
And the nice thing is, they feel long too.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Every episode's feel, and I actually like that. I like when a movie or
those
show
episodes feel long, unlike Titans.
Yeah.
Regardless, The Boys is they're long. They feel long, but they don't feel.
They're not boring.
Yeah,
like it's almost like everything slows down while I'm cause it's because you're paying so much attention. It's not like really, come on, blah blah blah. Like come on, let's go.
The character development is very quick. They don't spend too much time on them. If they spend any time, really, they're just kind of under the assumption that you know who these people are because you've read other comics, like Wonder Woman, The Flash. But their characters aren't the same characters,
right?
Like The Flash is completely different than this guy.
Yeah.
But they have the same powers, but like basically who he is. And like the Wonder Woman chick, like she's basically playing Wonder Woman, just who's been
even the costume,
public.
The costume, you're like
from day one, she's been out in public, so she's not like
right. She's not in Amazon.
Yeah.
She's not a whatever, which I kind of like. Because especially because what they've done with it and what they did with it in the comics, I guess, is that like it is supposed to be a satire and a commentary on superheroes. Like it's supposed to be it's really supposed to be a commentary on like our culture and capitalism and all that kind of stuff. That's, when it comes down to it, that's really what it is, and it's really funny. Like I'm watching this and I'm like, yeah, this is all going on right now. Like this is completely a mimic of reality in this book.
I was really actually looking forward to Damage Control, the TV show.
Yeah, I don't think we're getting it, right?
No, I don't think we are either. But I began looking forward to it again after The Boys because I was like, this is actually, it would fit in more with The Boys than it would in Marvel.
Yeah, if they did like a version of it for The Boys, it would make a lot of sense.
Because not only like in the Marvel with the Damage crew, they're cleaning up the city, but in The Boys, it's not just cleaning up the city and the damage.
Yeah,
it's cleaning up all the dead bodies and blood.
Yeah,
it's like there are people that only job is to clean up crime scenes.
Yeah,
get the blood out of the walls,
right.
Get it off the carpets, resell, get it ready.
Right.
for someone to come back and live there.
Right.
There's a lot of the blood and stuff in The Boys. There's a lot of violence and stuff, and it's great. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
But who's cleaning all that up?
That's true. And I think they do delve into that like a little bit into the comics from what I heard. Like there's a whole thing where like one of the characters is like banging a prostitute and his powers go, he's a flame character and his powers go off and he just like burns her to a crisp.
They talk about that in the show.
Yeah, so like in the books they actually show that happening, and like there's a whole crew that has to come in and like clean off the walls of this hooker's burnt body and like take care of it and like make sure no one finds out about it and all this kind of stuff, which was like that. Yeah, that would be kind of cool. That would be pretty cool if they did a show like that.
Yeah.
Or even just did like an episode like that. Like just like, yeah, we're just gonna, you know, I mean, but it's not that kind of show. If you,
No,
you know, it's more of a.
And I remember when the show was not out yet, and I was hearing about it, I thought the show was actually going to be more based around like superpowers are a common thing in this world, and this is just what people have to live with. But not everyone was a hero. Some of these people had superpowers, and they just, you know, I got to get to work. I'm running late. Let me fly.
Right.
You know, everyday life. I didn't know it was going to be about what it is.
Yeah.
I didn't pay attention to it. I
Right.
was like, all right, well, when it comes out, I'll watch it. And then I waited a while before I even watched it, and someone told me, they were like, dude, The Boys, you gotta watch it. So I did. And I'm glad I did. But that's what I originally thought it was, except a little bit more specific, because why would it be called The Boys at that point?
Yeah.
But, you know, like the premise was not that only certain people have superpowers, that it's more widespread, more common.
Right.
And without spoiling anything, you're going to find out why it's not more widespread or common.
Yeah, I think I kind of think I already know.
I said something earlier.
Well, no, it's not even you. It's just from knowledge of comic books and the way that the story's going. I'm like, oh, by episode 2 or 3, I was like, oh, I can kind of already see what's going on right now. Like immediately when they brought in the drug, I was like, oh, these people are manufactured.
Yes.
Like
yes, they are.
like they're injecting shit in the people and growing them, and this is what's happening. Like I kind of figured that out. And again, that's just from like reading comic books for 30 years. You kind of you could see the trail of it. Like the moment they brought that in. Like I kind of wish they didn't bring in the whole drug enhancement thing.
Yeah.
Like I wish that wouldn't have even been a thing, because like that immediately, like I could see if that was
their whole season is based on that premise.
I know. I kind of wish they
different.
Yeah, I wish they would have.
I keep thinking that spot on the wall is more spiders or something.
No, yeah. It's just that one daddy long legs just chilling up there. I'm gonna have to get. I mean, they don't bite or anything, so no. It's just.
When you first saw Simon Pegg in episode 1,
is it Simon Pegg?
Yes. Okay, so that was gonna be my question. You knew it was Simon Pegg, but then you heard him talk, and you were like, "That's not Simon Pegg."
That's exactly what I did, because I'm like, that looks like Simon Pegg,
Like,
and then I heard him talk.
Hair.
And like, I've heard him do an American accent before, because in Ready Player One he does an American accent, and it's not good. In Ready Player One, it's not a good.
No, it's not good in this one either.
Like,
but it's
and this
fantastic.
one, it's at least better. Like, it's not the same American accent, so it's like I didn't know if that was him or not. Like I'm like,
I
I'm
was
like,
so
I'm like,
on the fence that I had to look it up.
Yeah, and I didn't have the chance to look it up, so I was like, ugh.
That was like, that's as soon as I saw him, he didn't speak. As soon as I saw him, I knew. I was like,
Yeah.
that's Simon Pegg. And then he spoke, and I was like, and I don't know anything anymore. Is that Simon Pegg?
That was exactly what I was doing. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, I see him, and then in some scenes he doesn't look like him, so I'm like, I don't know if this is him. And in most of his scenes he's in this dark room in the house, and he's depressing, so I'm like, I don't know if that's him or not. Like, he's doing a good job because he fooled me. Like, I mean,
well, I don't think his job was to fool you into believing that wasn't Simon
No,
Pegg,
but
that he's a different person.
That he's a different person.
Acting.
Like, yeah, like.
But it's also the way he looks. His hair.
Yeah.
Even his facial hair is black or brown.
But that's like,
unlike his ginger-esque blonde hair.
But I mean, like Carl Urban. Like, I don't care what they call him, what he does. That's Carl Urban.
Yeah.
Like I look at that. It's like trying to go to a movie
That's
and watch
a country
the
music singer.
like,
Right there.
it's like trying to go to a movie starring The Rock and trying to see anybody else but The Rock in the movie. Like, no, that's The Rock. Like,
Oh
you
my
are never
God.
going to.
They're making another Jumanji movie.
I heard the last.
It's already made.
I heard it was.
It was not bad, but the new one. If you didn't watch the first one, you'd have to watch first. Then the trailer for this one, you're gonna be like, God damn it! Why would you do this?
Really, I didn't watch the trailer for the new one either.
I don't want to get off topic of whatever we're talking about.
It's okay. It's okay. It's all good.
Carl Urban, man, and Simon Pegg, they're so good.
The whole show so far has been great. The only problem I've had so far with it, and maybe this changes. I just noticed like little things, when you brought up the Wonder Woman character and just the girl. Like, all right, you have these two girls on the team, like. They seem like the good people of the group so far. Like obviously Annie is like
she's the good person.
She's the good person, but even like the Wonder Woman girl is just kind of just like she doesn't buy into any of this. She knows it's all bullshit. Like, yeah, she's doing what she has to. She's almost like she's just doing what she has to do, but she's not really okay with any of it. From just the way she's acting, like, again,
which is true. She does act like that, and she gets better.
Yeah,
as it goes, like about what she wants to do and doesn't want to do, but ultimately she's still a bad person.
Ultimately, she's still okay, because that's the one thing.
It's not necessarily about. It's just jaded. That's really all she is.
Okay.
She's been doing this for so long, and she's been told what to do. She doesn't have a choice in the matter at this point anymore.
Right.
She can't change who she is, public personas, and everything. Is she happy about it? No, but did she do it? Yeah. So you didn't get to the plane scene yet.
Where they kill the mayor?
No, the next plane scene.
No, haven't seen that yet. Okay. No.
So that's where you're really going to start to see who she is.
Okay.
And how her character changes for the rest of the show, kind of.
Okay.
But she doesn't really change, but there's like an instant flip in her where she starts to question things, question herself, question everything, and her character starts to break down.
Interesting. See, and so I'm happy about that. I'm just kind of I don't know. It's weird to me that they only made the girl characters like that at least so far. Where I'm like, okay, so the girls are like the saviors, and all the guys are just complete pieces of shit. I'm like, I don't know. It bothered me. It bothered me a little bit.
The stretchy guy
banging
dudes. No, you did.
Yeah.
It's the security footage, basically.
Yeah.
When they're walking by.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, he's got two guys going down on him here.
Yeah.
And he stretches his head across the table. And
yeah.
That was like a really cool premise, though. Was going to a super-powered like
bar for how shitty they are. I don't know.
Where people can use their powers and hook up with her. Like, it was hard to notice in the darkness of that show.
Yeah.
But there was a guy who shrunk, and he runs across the table and dives headfirst into a vagina.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I had to watch it. Like, I watched that episode like 3 times because I've watched the whole series. Times. And, it was just like Titans, where the lighting, if it's bright out, you're not really getting a good view of the show all the time. But when it's just pure, like, pitch black and you got that show on, you can see he goes, wee!
That is hilarious.
And he slides in. He goes,
I got to rewatch that.
You hear a splash and everything. They're like, oh.
I got to rewatch that. I don't know. There was just something weird so far. And I don't know if that's how it is in the comics, obviously. But I thought it was a weird choice to just make the female superheroes the good people, or kind of, at least one of them good. Like, one of them might make sense, but like, I don't know, it bothered me. I was like, because that's a statement kind of thing, and I'm like, okay,
well,
like,
yeah, well, I mean, you got the boss, the female boss, who's bad,
right?
You got the person who's been doing this for a long time, and you got the newbie who's been raised as a church girl for so long.
Yeah,
so it could just be that these are the only 3 female characters we have for this season. Next season there could be more.
Yeah.
I mean, we had the girl.
But then why not
sat on someone's head? The Wolverine girl.
True. No. I get they're all pieces of shit. I get that.
Basically all pieces.
I get that. I don't know. Because like part of me is like, even with like Outlander, Homelander, they do a really good job of kind of like is he really this horrible person? At least in the beginning, they're like, is he really that fucking bad, or is he just a dumbass who's just going along with everything and like
Duff Man.
yeah, like
So he kind of reminds me of when he stands tall sometimes. I'm like,
yeah,
Duff Man.
Because like even like when he blows up the plane and you realize like you look at him and he like it's like, oh well, I was just trying to protect like us and all whatever, and it's like, yeah, but you like what, you don't think about these things, you don't whatever.
Is much deeper than you think at this point in time.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. That's gonna be interesting. Because that's kind of what I feel. I feel like there's something like I don't necessarily like I don't believe that he is all bad and all a piece of shit like the rest of these other guys are. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. I fucking episode 1 where she gets part of the when she becomes part of the 7 and they immediately go into the deep saying like, "Hey, you're gonna blow me right now." I was like, "Oh, we're not holding anything back. We're going right off the bat with sexual assault. Like that's what we're doing. Sexual harassment right off the bat. Okay, cool. All right, whatever." And then just like every guy character that comes in is a fucking piece of shit. And I'm like, what? Like I don't like, at least for the as far as the superheroes go, because I think so far Huey's pretty good.
Spying on people.
Which, by the way, fucking brilliant for
penis.
No, brilliant. Brilliant that they fucking took the Ant-Man going up Thanos' ass and put that shit in this show. Because that, where they were like, oh yeah, we couldn't put this down your mouth, so guess what? Whoop, whoop, up your ass. And they used that. I was like, thank you, since we didn't get to see Ant-Man go up Thanos' ass, we get to see this guy blow up from the inside from his asshole, which was great. But I don't know. It was just weird. It's just been weird to me. Like I said, maybe my feelings will change when I watch the rest of the show.
Deep's character, they do a really good job with him.
Really?
Like, you know how until recently
Aquaman's been a joke?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he still is a joke for the most part to a lot of people.
Yeah.
But so they make him a joke in this show.
Yeah.
Okay, completely.
Yeah.
And it fucks with his head and he starts making really bad decisions and does really stupid things.
Really?
But they're all fantastic because he slowly is losing his mind and you start to love his character more and more just because you're like, yeah, I would probably lose my shit too if I was treated like you are.
Oh my god.
And then
because we got to the point where he's in therapy. Like I got to that point.
So there's a dolphin scene that you have to look forward to.
Oh god,
and then there's
a
prostitute. No, he does not.
Okay.
But the dolphin confesses his love for him.
Of course.
I love you as a friend, though. Like talking to the dolphin, and it's just him and the dolphin, and no one else around.
Oh
so
my
it's
god.
like he's relaying the message to us because we can't understand what the dolphin is saying.
Right.
So he's basically just repeating it back. But it's a good scene, and then what happens is great. And then there's a scene where he's with a prostitute, or not a prostitute, just a fan.
All right.
And the way that she fucks him, he does it, but he's not into it. And I'll tell you, he's got his gills here,
okay,
instead of here. So when they're doing it, she's taking her fingers, shoving it up his gills, and he's like, "Ow, ow." But I'm so sad that I'm gonna go with it.
Oh.
She's like, "Yeah, fuck your gill."
Oh.
Yeah. So the sexual thing goes back at him. He gets what's coming to him.
Good. I'm glad that he gets.
Piece of shit.
I'm glad he gets what's coming to him for being a piece of shit. Because I was shocked that they went like, boom, 3 seconds into it. I'm like, whoa, okay, we're doing this right now. Like, I get okay, but then again, they also had a lady explode within the first 3 minutes of the show. So I'm like, all right, I get that as well. But
Starlight's a lot more powerful than we think too.
I figured that. I kind of figured because everyone seems fucking terrified of her. Like before she even starts, everyone's like, okay. Yeah. Okay.
She reminds me of the Dazzler, but she has no control over light.
Interesting.
Like the Dazzler takes sound and makes projectile light concussive forces, whereas this chick's just bright, but bright is hot.
Yeah. You can spoil this for me. Do Huey and Annie get a little somewhat happy ending? Does that go very bad?
they stick it out to the end,
Okay.
but the show ends in a weird way. So
Okay.
they're still a team. They don't break apart.
Okay.
Although she finds out that he's using her,
Okay.
but they come back together.
That's good. All right,
so,
cool.
Yes, there's a happiness to that. But the way the show ends, I can't answer that question.
Okay.
Do they have a happy?
No, I just mean like yeah. Because that's what I'm watching it and I'm like, oh, I want them to.
They're gonna go bowling together.
Like I just want them to it's like two people finding each other who like need each other and like are the perfect people for each other, and I'm like I don't want them to. I want them to be together.
Shut the fuck up.
Like I don't know. I like that shit, man. I like it. I like when things fucking turn out for people.
Yeah, you probably thought Jubilee and Wolverine should have got together in the X-Men cartoon.
Fuck no. But yeah, I'm looking forward to finishing. I'm definitely gonna finish it tonight. I don't know. I got like 10 episodes left. I don't know. There's only 10 episodes. I think.
There's
So
not
I got
a
like
lot.
5.5 episodes. I'll finish that tonight. Maybe. Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably like Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah. Let's see. What time is it now? Oh, it's only 6:30.
Yeah, it's only 6:30.
So if you started them now, and they're what, an hour long,
Yeah, 45 minutes, 50 minutes. I think they're like 50 minutes.
you could get through them.
Yeah, you definitely get through them.
All right, well, on that note, we're gonna have to end this podcast so John can watch it. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't think we actually have anything else really to chat about.
Well, Titans is too dark, and I don't mean tone. It's color. That's all. We can leave that for another discussion.
Yeah.
I just want everyone to know that show. Turn off the lights. You can't see anything.
Yeah, you really do. That's yeah. I don't know what's going on. Like a lot of shows are doing that now, especially it's just like you said. Even in The Boys, some of the scenes you're like, what? Like I can't even fucking see what's going on. A lot of movies have been doing that where you can't see what's going on. And I get why it's easier to do it that way because you can CG things here and there, and you can make you don't have to be as accurate with things. But it's fucking annoying. It really is.
They're making it all for what do they call Oculus
the VR and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, because I'm watching it and I'm thinking to myself, I wish I had a really long sweater. I could just go to the TV and run it back to my face.
Yeah,
and I'd have all the lights on in the house. Wouldn't bother me. At that
I may
point.
actually
I'd be like, go fuck yourself. I'm watching this.
Yeah, I have one of those cheap fucking VR headsets. I may that I can shove my phone into. I may
the Oculus, the one that came with my phone a couple years ago.
the Samsung one. Yeah.
But
I may start using that.
Yeah, they're weird though. I can't get into that.
Problem is they're too heavy on your face with the phone in them.
If they had a camera that showed me what was on the outside,
yeah,
I would be happy.
Yeah, we had. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
I feel like more accidents are going to take place from that than when the Wii came out and people forgot to put the controllers on their wrists.
I think people will be fine.
Oh, clearly, because it's been out now and it's not been a big deal.
Exactly.
More people are dying from vaping.
Yeah, right.
But
the three fucking people who died from vitamin E inhalation. Vitamin
E inhalation?
Well, that's what it was. All the black market shit.
Oh, yeah.
They found vitamin E in it. And
I got vitamin A. No, vitamin B12 right here.
Yeah, but that's like good for you. Inhaling vitamin E fucking kills you, apparently.
Yeah, apparently. This is bullshit, though.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
What a gimmick.
I'm
It'll
sure.
Give you energy.
Yeah. Well, vitamin B12 does do that, but
they're like, yeah, wake up in the morning, take 3 puffs of this, and skip your coffee.
Yeah, no, you don't.
No.
It doesn't work that way.
Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor.
Don't buy it though.
Ay. I think that's all we got today. You got anything else?
I mean, it sounds good to me. I'd say sweet dreams to everyone, and I hope you have dreams of your future career being a guillotine chopper, or operator.
I have just started dreaming again, actually. I haven't had any dreams. I'm doing Sober October.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Yep.
I had planned on doing that.
Yeah.
October came up
I started
quick and I
doing
forgot about it.
It took me like 2 days to actually start doing it, and it's weird because I'm having really weird dreams. I'm like, whatever, 4 days, 5 days off of everything completely. So we'll see what happens by the end of this fucking month, if I've gone crazy or not.
You had whiskey at my house the other night. You didn't have a lot of it, but
That was right before I started. I think I started. I like I said, I started like a whatever. I think I started on the 3rd. I didn't start on the 1st, so I started on Thursday. I think that was the last night I.
Well, I'm not doing sober October.
That's the last night I intake. Listen, I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to get through the whole month, so we'll see what happens with that.
But if Bert Kreischer can do it, then we can do it.
Maybe he's
He is
cheated.
the machine.
He's cheated a couple times.
Of course he has.
I think last year he cheated a little bit towards the end because he just gave up on it. But because they're all allowed to fucking.
See,
throw
sober
the
October
towel.
for me, if I was someone like Bert Kreischer, though, would just mean not getting drunk. But if you wanted to have a beer or two at dinner,
Yeah,
that's not his goal.
Yeah.
That's not what he's doing.
that's what I
But
thought
that's
about
what
too. I
I'd
was
be
like,
well, I mean, I don't drink to get hammered every night or anything like that.
Yeah.
But if I could easily do like a glass of wine or a beer with dinner, even though I don't do that every day.
yeah,
It's not like I go home and drink 6 beers or more. There's days where I don't drink at all. But if I was gonna do specifically sober October, I'd be like, well, am I inebriated?
yeah.
It's like, have you had any
know.
drink tonight? Well, yes, I had one 3 hours ago. Thanks for asking.
I thought about
guys.
that too, and I was like, oh,
But
maybe I
that's
just cut
completely
back
cheating.
on shit to whatever. But I was like, nah, it's not really sober October. But anyway, yeah. So that's about it for today. Maybe we'll actually upload this one. We'll see.
Technically, episode 3.
Technically, or we'll just cut them all together for a trailer. Who the fuck knows?
Fiverr.
Fiverr. Put these all together. Make them some crazy thing. Yeah. And we'll be back. Maybe. If this actually goes up or not.
Well, regardless, we'll be back. It just depends on if the only people watching are these cameras.
Yeah.
Cameras, we'll be back.
We'll be back, cameras. We'll be back. Later. Hey guys, since we forgot to tag it at the end, don't forget to like, subscribe. Let us know what you think in the comments below as well. If there's anything in particular you want us to discuss, let us know. Also, I'm streaming on Twitch, as well as you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at JohnGuitar87. You can follow me and hit me up on there. Mike doesn't have those things. We're going to get him set up with that soon, so don't worry. Yeah, so like, subscribe, and let us know what you think below. See you later.